Good morning, everyone. This is Patricia, and I am traveling for history. I'm in the Old North End of Burlington, Vermont. In fact, to be precise, I'm in the corner of North Prospect and Loomis Streets, standing across the street on North Prospect Street. The building we're looking at is clearly an apartment house. But, in fact, it's been an apartment house since 1908, when the widow and one of the daughters inherited it from the gentleman who died. But this has not always been an apartment house. This was originally the Willard Nervine home. And I can already see people tilting their heads to the side. What? What? Nervine? What on earth is Nervine? Well, I'll explain that in just a few minutes. What you really want to know is that this building started life as a sanitarium. And now that I have your full attention, let me tell you about it. First of all, I want you to know that a sanitarium and an insane asylum are not the same thing. An insane asylum was for the criminally insane, people with severe mental health issues, and also, unfortunately, for some family members who were considered undesirable, who'd just be dropped off and, lost in the system. Whereas a sanitarium was typically a private health place, like a hospital, if you will, that catered to the wealthy for nervous disorders. Although this place predates the official rule of the Mary Fletcher Hospital, the Mary Fletcher Hospital between 1899 and 1901 refused to admit patients who had nervous disorders. So if they had that officially on the books for that 3-year period, they likely had it tacitly in place before that. Understand that during that 3-year period, sanitariums popped up all over the place in Burlington. And this is one of the few that's still standing. Let me tell you a little bit about this. Now, I'm about to read from a book called Burlington, Vermont as a Manufacturing, Business, and Commercial Center, published by the Burlington Board of Trade in 1889. Quote, the Nervine. This establishment is located on North Prospect Street, College Hill, and is admirably situated, both on account of the excellent view there obtained of Lake Champlain and the Adirondack Mountains on the west and the Green Mountains on the east, as well as for its adaptiveness for the special purpose for which the building was erected. This purpose is to furnish a retreat for nervous invalids, where they can find quiet, rest, and health. Dr. A.J. Willard, the proprietor, who was for 6 years superintendent and resident physician of the Mary Fletcher Hospital, conceived the idea of this institution while at the hospital, as he observed how inadequate were the provisions in a general hospital for the needs of the nervous. Unquote. So that's why he started the place. I'll tell you about him in just a few minutes. But you want to know what Nervine means, and I understand, because I had to look that up too. It's a type of herb. In fact, nervines are types of herbs intended to nourish and support the central nervous system. They are reportedly designed to restore balance and restfulness in the body. Herbalists classify a variety of herbs as nervines, including milky oats. That's quote unquote. That's from healthline.com. And from medicinenet.com, Nervine, a nerve tonic, a medicine that acts therapeutically upon the nerves, particularly in the sense of a sedative that serves to calm ruffled nerves. The name nervous, quote-unquote, N-E-R-V-U-S, referred to any white cord-like structure, whether it be a band of connective tissue or a fiber in the nervous system, unquote. All right, this next bit I'm quoting from a genealogy I found online about Dr. Andrew Jackson Willard, who owned the Willard Nervine home. He was born March 20, 1832 in Worcester, Massachusetts. At the age of 17, he was admitted to Yale College, where his career was in every way creditable. Though his studies were to some degree impeded by impaired health and eyesight, he took many prizes for excellence in debate and English composition, and he graduated with high honors in the quote-unquote famous class of 1853. He then spent 3 years in the study of theology at the Yale Theological Seminary. He was licensed to preach by the New Haven Association of Congregational Ministers. After a brief residence as licentiate, that's a qualified practitioner, at Andover, Massachusetts, he was called in January 1857 to the pastorate of the Congregational Church at Upton, Massachusetts, one of the oldest and largest in Worcester County. There he spent nearly 9 years of honorable service, when he was obliged, by failing health, to resign his charge, and later still to give up entirely the ministerial profession. Also in 1857, he married on May 19, 1857, in Burlington, to Harriet Buell, daughter of Henry Pearl and Maria Buell Hickok. They had 5 children: Henry Hickok, Albert Emerson, Helen Elizabeth, Julia Maria, and Frederick Buell. If you live in Burlington, you've probably heard of Buell Street, and you've probably heard the name Hickok as well. Anyway, let me continue with the history of Dr. Willard. Reverend Willard removed to Burlington in 1865, and for about 5 years he supplied the pulpits at Essex Center and Essex Junction. In 1870 and 71, he was the superintendent of the public schools in Burlington. While trying to regain his shattered health, he, as it were, accidentally attended a medical lecture at the University of Vermont, and was thereby led to the study of medicine, and graduated from the medical department of the university in 1877. At this time, he was appointed valedictorian, but declined the honor. He was awarded the prize for the best thesis, the subject of which was quote-unquote medical chemistry, which received the unusual compliment from the medical faculty of a recommendation to publish. Having spent several months in specialist study in New York City, he had just commenced to practice medicine in Burlington when he was appointed instructor in chemistry and assistant professor in that science at UVM. Specifically in the chemistry, he was teaching toxicology, which lends itself nicely to understanding the Nervine herbs and how to use them. Later, he was appointed special professor of hygiene and sanitary science. These positions he held till 1890, when increasing professional duties connected with his specialty obliged him to resign his active connection with the university, but he continued to retain up to the present time, which was when this was written, the honorary position of adjunct professor of chemistry in that institution. Soon after graduation in medicine, Dr. Willard was made superintendent and resident physician of the Mary Fletcher Hospital in Burlington. In December 1886, he retired from this position after nearly 6 years of unremitting devotion to the interests of the hospital. There can be no question that he did a good work while there, to which many grateful patients bear willing witness. One of his first achievements was the foundation of the Mary Fletcher Hospital Training School for Nurses, which at that time was still in success, at the time of this writing of what I'm quoting from, in successful operation. In 1894, he saw, when at the hospital, the need of special treatment for diseases of the nervous system, and therefore, for this purpose, he founded an institution in Burlington known as Dr. Willard's Rest, Cure, and Nervine Establishment. Its name, however, was Willard Nervine Home. In many respects, the success of this institution has been phenomenal. In addition to the main building on North Prospect Street, which is the one we're looking at, a summer retreat was established on the shores of Lake Champlain called the White Birches, to which Dr. Willard frequently took his convalescing patients. In politics, he was a staunch Republican. In religion, he was a Congregationalist until he joined the Episcopal Church. I'll put in the description below the links to these articles I've been quoting. He died in Swanton, Vermont on March 5, 1907. Almost hit 75. So this is the Willard Nervine home, and let me go ahead and walk you around the corner so you can see what the rest of it looks like. We can see, though, that I'll be showing you also in a few minutes what this place looked like originally. So one thing I can tell you is over here there is still a side porch. This front door area has certainly changed over time, and there is this side porch right here, which we can see is, well, let me pan in for you, is drooping. So that's not good. But all right, so let's walk around the building, and you can see the side of it as well. Definitely going to go to the corner to cross the street, though. So wait just a moment, I'll be right back. All right, I've crossed the street where it's a bit safer now, and we can see also, pan in there, that up here on the edge, there's some sort of material. It looks like they're trying to fix it, or they were at some point trying to fix it. Anyway, as continue to walk along the side of the building, this is, I would imagine, for rented primarily to college students. It's pretty close to UVM. Now, as I come around to the side here, we can see at the top, see this this square, there's a rectangle right here. Now in there it used to say the name of the place, and there used to be an address number up there, but that's gone too, so kind of unfortunate. But what I do love is that there's no siding on this building. So I would suggest that you follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/travelingforhistory, or at travelingforhistory, hashtag travelingforhistory101. But so as you can see photographs of this place, which is where I post the photographs of my videos. And we can see all the stairways, not to heaven, but to these apartments. And but we see that it still has a beautiful lot and lovely flowers. Who doesn't love flowers? So anyway, this is the Willard Nervine home. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking you on this tour today, but hang on, because I'll be sharing some photos with you in just a moment. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, as promised, this is a picture of what it looked like originally, the front that I showed you. You can see the entrance is much different than what it looks like now. Almost like a portico right there. The side porch is still there. And this side porch still has that triangular roof, and that's fairly close to the way it looked then. And then also there are some other pictures in here, some interior pictures. So this one shows us a stairway to the, well, I presume the second floor, and then this wonderful bench and a beautiful hardwood paneling. And over here we have what appears to be an office. Let's see if I can, does that help at all? No, that makes it worse. I thought this item on the desk was initially a scale, but it's a book press. And down here we have a picture of a room, fireplace, Someone's work right here, knitting perhaps, crocheting, I don't know. A rocking chair. And then this room here, which is the dining room. Beautiful fireplace right here. And there's a sideboard over here. But isn't that fantastic? By the way, this is from a book called Picturesque Burlington. Here is the title page, Picturesque Burlington, a handbook of Burlington, Vermont, and Lake Champlain by Joseph Auld, capital A-U-L-D. Name is right here. 164 illustrations, fantastic illustrations. I mean, interiors of buildings. Those are very, very, very hard to come by. I have the second edition, Burlington, Vermont Free Press Association publisher, 1894. The original publishing date of this book was 1893. Pretty hard to come by, but eBay is a beautiful thing. So if you want this book, you could probably get it on eBay as well. I've had this thing for quite a few years now. Since I am a local historian, local to Burlington, Vermont, I had wanted to build up my library so I wouldn't have to go to another library. I don't have city directories though. Oh my gosh, I would love to have city directories. But I do have a lot of old books. All right, thank you so much for coming with me today. I love talking about the Willard Nervine home, one of my favorite buildings in Burlington. One of those hidden bits of history, don't you know? And I'm sure the people who live there have no idea. Anyhow, it'd be great if you would like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everybody you know. Because if you like it, chances are your friends do too. Since I'm new, this is a new channel on YouTube, I could really use your help in this matter. So I have 11 subscribers now. The more the merrier. You have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.